Hey everybody, what's up? Got a little treat for you guys. I'm going to do the, actually I've already tabbed it out, a free CVT lesson of Nick Jonas with Kelsey Ballerina from the ACM Awards. This is from 1 second in to 9 seconds, and then I put the backing chords for you so you can practice soloing along with it. You can see the tabs here, they're pretty detailed. So free CVT lesson. It's a tough one. You know, this is coming from a guy that's you know, played Dream Theater songs in the past. You know, a fan of Steve Vai and Paul Gilbert. This one was tough. It was real tough. It's not every day that an epic, iconic solo reaches our ears through the radio waves or the internet. And I mean, this is one of those solos that are extremely, extremely epic. Once a decade, once every 2 decades, if we're lucky, we get a solo like this. And so, like I said, it's a free CVT lesson. I've taken the time to tab it out. A lot of work. A lot of work. You guys know these are detailed lessons, so I did my best to get all the, you know, the way Nick approached this with his feel, his attitude, his passion behind it, his percussive element, because there is a section at 8 seconds in where he's doing some string muting on the ands, you know, and it's percussive. You'll see. But let me show you what we got. It passes a lot, but you know, dynamite's not that big, but it's explosive, right? So it's not the length of it, it's the way it's done. So bear with me in this. I mean, I will give it my best shot. The tuning is flat for this, by the way, and basically here's what we're looking at. So, and like I said, everything's time-stamped, subgrouped for you. I will show you the backing. Actually, I'll show you the backing rhythm at the end of the lesson, because I do not want to put your mind on overload with these solo bits that Nick's cranking out. So let's jump in. Like I said, you want to tune flat for this this solo. I really don't even feel worthy. Let's jump in. So when he starts this, he's up on fret 11 on the D string, okay? You want to, and I've got the uploader's name too, so you can match up the tabs. It'll fit, you know. There's a lot of versions out there, so I want to make sure we're on the same page. If you're off by a couple seconds, I mean, it could be the end of you. So the idea is to get this perfected. So we're gonna, and he actually is palm muting off this 11th fret on the D string. You're gonna pick and hammer to fret 12, so like that. And then take your index finger, go down to fret 10 on the B string. So we got, at that point we have a hold, you know, so you're hearing 2 notes. The hold line is, you know, where you see the solid line over the top. So and he does that again. He'll go. And then the third one, he changes it. He doesn't palm mute that note. So he's got 2 different concepts going on in there. So we have the third one. And then off that third one, he does this, it's a 2.5 step ascending slide up to fret 15. So you're sliding from an A all the way up to a D up here on fret 15. It's in there. If you listen close, you'll hear the ascending slide. So coming off that last little 3-note subgroup we've got, like that. You don't want to hang out on the 15. It's just giving you a stop point, you know, for that slide. That's the stuff I'm talking about when you heard me saying earlier about having the right feel. You know, it's everything. It's everything. Okay, the next part. This is kind of tough on the transcription end of things. The way Nick does this subgroup is 17, or it's 3 seconds in. So far we've covered 1 second to 2 seconds. The 3rd second marker is this. So it's not quite a whole step, okay? But it's not a half step either. It's somewhere between, you know, your target note being here, we're starting here, a half step would be here. What Nick did here, and I'm not sure if this is one of those spur of the moment, you know, passion things and that just happened, the inspiration, but he went past the half step and went and split the difference. So 3/4 of a step plus an 1/8. But here, you know, this would be a regular whole step bend. So you'd be bending this to that. You know, fret 17 should sound like fret 19. Nick did not, you know, most guitar players would just do that. They would go, you know, that's how they would do it. Not Nick. So he goes, so it's right about there, holds it, and in the tabs I put almost a whole step. That's AWS. I've got that notated up here, AWS, almost a whole step, because he does that again, one of those AWS bends. All right, so once you achieve that, you're holding it for a second. Do a release, come back down, but he does it kind of quickly. And then when he gets back down to that start note, he picks right where you're at, fret 17 on the B 3 times, and he slides it clear over to about fret 5. Now that, you know, on this channel, you know I like to get things exact. I'm a stickler about that. So I wanted to put the end point of that slide, you know, because you wouldn't want to go, you know, it's the feel of the longer slide that, you know, really hits home. So, and that actually is a 3-second part. So now the next one is 6 seconds in, he does this. And to me, when I first heard this, hair stood up, and not on my head. Everywhere, it stood up. This flipped up. My arm hairs, butt hairs, everything. Just, I'm just gonna shut up and show you it, because this is another one of those AWS moments. He bends the 17. Oh no, the AWS is coming up shortly. I'm sorry. This is the 14 on the B, 16B, and 14B. Really, really emotional, passionate part. It goes. Big things, you know, come in small packages, dynamite. So that's what I'm getting at. So we have, and then one of my favorite parts. That is one of them. This whole solo is. But this is where he starts accenting on the ands with the percussive part with the string mutes. This comes in at 8 seconds. So this covers 2 seconds. Then here I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna play the subgroup. It goes. Try that again. And I will do it a little bit slower for you. You can see I'm resting my hands like Nick, just to dampen the string. You don't want to push it down, just to get a deadened tone. So it's gonna be like this. And there's all downstrokes. No up-picking in this solo. Absolutely not. You know, big things, small packages. So if we're finishing our, then almost I want you to think like reggae, like da 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 da. Try to get that. You know, maybe back up and play both those subgroups together. See how you kind of rush in there? You gotta kind of jump after the downbeat. All right, that's subgroup 8. Subgroup 9 is, or timestamp 9 is another AWS moment. almost whole step, and this is 17 on the high E, back it with a couple fingers. And remember, we're doing AWS, so it's not going to be, we don't want that note, and we don't want that one either. So it's kind of, you know, a little past 3/4 and an 1/8. And then he'll kind of holds it, and then he does 3 more of them. And then the last one, which really gets me, I mean, I remember the first time I heard Eruption from Eddie Van Halen, this kind of does the same thing. So let me just play the group. So, you know, you've got the AWS bend, rest, and then do 3 more AWS bends quicker. And then he drops it down a half step from there, or half step minus an 1/8, right there. So we got, wait, that was too much on. And then he slides that one off, and it's a trail off slide that ends on fret 5. So everything in detail for you. The backing rhythm really quick. I'm gonna do a quick run through because the meat of this in all its glory has just been taught. So the chords are G, so that's your chord outline. G, D, A major, B minor, D major, back to G, D/F sharp, and then coming back to G. You know, that's nothing compared to what you just learned. So once again, you can either scan this right off the computer there. I even put the EQ, how Nick EQ'd the amp, and the primary effects, which all I could tell was some reverb was going on, you know. It was an arena, so. But all the techniques are noted in there. The symbols for downstrokes, the fingerings, AWS, the slides, descending, ascending, hammer-ons, pull-offs, and where the breaks are, the pauses are, and the holds. Everything's clear. I even got the uploader's name, so you're on the same page with it. All right, so. Don't know if I'll ever be doing a free CVT again, but sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and do it. And I'm trying to just spread the love and share this with the YouTube community and anyone that's a guitar player. Why wouldn't you want this? So, I mean, back in the 80s, I didn't have this stuff, and my gift to you. So, anyways, my email, rockinguitarlessons@hotmail.com. If you're interested in taking some private guitar lessons with me on Skype, but we can break this down even further if you want, you know. Hit me up. That would be the email. I offer 30 and 60 minutes per week or bi-weekly. Bass as well, and my wife teaches vocals, but right now it's about Nick. Add me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. And be sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you're a subscriber, keep your requests coming. If you'd like a copy of this free CVT from Nick Jonas, Guitar Solo, Epicness Madness, let me know, all right? Until next time, I'm Mike Gross. I'm trying to keep rocking. Here we go.